nights lead to late nights, sitting alone. Conversations with a stranger I barely know. Swearing this will be the last, but it probably won't.
Hour 2 Overdrive continues, brought to you by FanDuel, bringing you everything from the opening line to the final score. Bryan Hayes, Jeff O'Neill, Jamie Noodles McLennan, and there's Luke Wilson.
Here it comes.
And here comes the pro athlete salute. The pro athlete salute. I love it. It's all good. You guys are not coming off a great one, though, on Monday night.
We're in shambles right now. I'm very nervous.
It is, right? Let's call it what it is. That Bills pick was not a good pick.
It's not a good pick. I know better than to take the Bills. I mean, it's a bad pick all the way around. And to be honest with you, I think I'm in my own head. As you like to say, I'm not seeing the board right now. I've got my partner. I feel like he's looking over my shoulder right now, very disappointed in me. I don't know.
Parts, I think we were both.
Smart, and I want respect.
I love that.
Parts, we were both in on that. We thought with how garbage Denver is,
Which they are.
they are. Although I will say your boy Russ, he's starting to get out the slow cooker. He's not cooking, it's a slow cooker. But that reeked of a Bills blowout, knowing they needed to turn things around. And now they're in shambles, Partsy.
Wow. Shambles.
Wow. If they got the Jets this week, I would not be shocked.
Not
if they
guaranteed.
lost.
If you would have told me, so going into that 2-minute drive where the Broncos had the field goal, a stat rolled across the screen that said Russell Wilson has a career low tonight of 3.4 yards for his average throw. If you'd have told me that the Bills were going to lose that game where Russell's average throw was going to be 3.4 yards, again, this is prior to the 2-minute drive, I would have said you were insane.
Yes.
And somehow they found a way to lose that. I mean, there were numerous times the Bills could have been like, okay, let's just take the game over now. Couldn't do it.
That's the story. And then Ken Dorsey's got to fall on the sword, right? They fire the offensive coordinator.
I'm with you, and I know that everyone's like, there's a lot of kind of this narrative, like, what about the picks? And yes, the picks are obviously the number one issue here, but there are so many things, even the benching of James Cook. I'm like, what is this, like a child's league? Like, Buddy fumbles, and you're like, no, bench him. Like,
would that be on the coordinator or would that be on McDermott? Like, wouldn't McDermott make that call?
I think McDermott would make the call, but again, to me, it's just across the board offensively. And this should be an offense that scores 30 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
And you're setting the standard for everyone else, because if I'm Cook, I'm watching if someone else makes a gaffe. I will waltz right up to that coach and get right in his grill and say, why aren't you benching him?
That was exactly my thought, O-Dog. The Gabe Davis drop, which led to a pick.
Yeah,
in the red
go
zone.
sit your ass on the bench.
How do you
Whenever
have
I was
that?
a healthy scratch in a hockey game, I would watch like a hawk for the worst guy out there. And I would want to storm into the coach's office and say, why don't you sit his ass down? He was garbage out there tonight.
Yeah.
Tell me why.
Yeah.
I would lose my mind.
Well, and obviously we understand the quarterback position is different from the other 52 guys on the roster. But Josh Allen is not a guy that is immune from criticism or making mistakes. Right. Like the Gabe Davis pick, that's not on him. That's in the hands. But the other pick, was that at the end of the first half?
Which those 3 points are a big ordeal when you look back now.
That's an awful pick.
Awful.
Like underthrown into double coverage is a terrible decision.
And again,
And that's on him.
It's a terrible decision. He's done it numerous times this year where he thinks he can fit the ball in that very similar style coverage. And again, what's weird, and it was a 2-minute drive. I understand he's trying to get a big chunk right away. Mm-hmm. Every team that I've been on, the first play of 2 minute is, of course, you have something stretch the field, and if it's there, it's there. But we always talk, hey, take the check down, get the drive started. Get the whole no huddle thing going on. And underneath, he's got James Cook, who's a very elusive person with the ball in his hand. In the flat, probably would have been 8-9 yards. He gets out of bounds. Maybe makes a guy miss. We'll never know. Nope, we're going to force a throw, pick. And again, those 3 points ended up being a pretty big ordeal.
Man. Yeah, that's and then 12 men on the field. That's where again, if you're James Cook, you're like, hey McDermott, how about you sit your ass down yourself?
Yeah.
Like, how about where's the special teams coach? Like, where are you at throwing 12 guys on the field, and then you knew it was going wide right. Like, of course it went wide right. And then they reset. He kicks it right through the uprights.
I don't think it could have. The second one, and I had said,
there was no way he was missing that.
I said this might be dead center, and I'm not sure if you had like a measurement. if it was 1 degree off of dead
Perfect.
center.
But it was
Literally down the
the
pipe.
definition of perfect.
It was
Yeah.
You're right. If you had like a line down the middle, he just hit it perfectly.
The definition of perfect. And, well, listen, again, the Bills have got the Jets this week. Later this hour, we're going to do a thing called, like, it's only 15 games, but for the Leafs. It's only week 11. But before we get to tonight's game, C.J. Stroud, the MVP for you right now?
No.
He's not the MVP.
No. It's
Who
not
is the
even-
MVP?
There's 5 guys in front of him.
Give me names, because I have to dispute that.
C.J. Stroud of 5-4.
Do you know how bad they
3
were last
weeks
year?
ago, 3 weeks ago, this man threw for 140 in a loss against the Panthers.
Okay, give me a guy
He's
who's
beat
better.
the Bucks, who are terrible.
Who did he just beat
Okay.
and put up numbers, including a
Who
2-minute
just lost a
drill?
game?
Hazy, don't talk to my parts
Okay.
like that.
All right,
Drop in
Don't
the
talk.
end zone, 2 brutal Joe
Dude,
Burrow
look at his
picks.
statistics. We just talked about interceptions and turnovers. He's got a touchdown to
Okay,
interception
I
rate
gotta
better than
go
anybody
phone.
else in football.
See, this is what kills me with statistics. I got a funny one for you here. And we just talked about Russ. Let's just you can
Okay, give me your 5 guys, or give me a couple guys who are definitively ahead of C.J. Stroud.
CMC. The guy scored.
McCaffrey, a running back?
Yes.
Oh, you're kidding me.
What do you? It's a shock if he doesn't score a
What's-
touchdown.
what's the
7
record?
straight
Good
games.
one.
They're 6-3. He didn't just score a touchdown.
I know, but what I'm saying is it's a shock if he
No,
doesn't.
that's
They're
Shanahan
going
in
to
the
win the
offensive
division.
line. That's Shanahan in the offensive line. He's
No,
a great
it's
player.
not.
There's no way a running back's winning the MVP, and you know it.
What?
You
what
know
do
it,
you mean?
though.
This guy, he's catching the ball. He's doing
It
everything.
doesn't matter. He's not winning MVP, and you know it.
I think Tua's in front of him, and he will end up in front of him. I think Tyreek Hill is probably, especially if he ends up
Wide
getting
outside. It's going to be a
2,000.
quarterback. You know it's going to be a quarterback.
Okay, I got to read you. Now that we're going stat-wise.
Lamar, I'll give you maybe Lamar.
No.
I don't think Mahomes is ahead of him.
No, not yet.
Exactly.
So you threw
A
a, stat
wideout,
out
a
there.
running back, and what's next? T.J. Hawkinson?
Russell Wilson, 2023 stats. I do not
What
think
does that
he's
have
the
to do with
MVP.
C.J. Stroud?
Pass TD, 3rd in the league. Pass TD to attempts, 1st in the league. Pass TD to interception, 2nd in the league. Passer rating, 4th in the league. 4th quarter comebacks tied for 1st. Game-winning drives tied for 2nd.
Maybe he's top
The guy's
10.
been terrible. He's
Maybe
not
he's
an
top
MVP combo. Brock Purdy ranked through 10 weeks. Passer rating, number 1. QBR, number 1. Yards per attempt, number 1. Adjusted EPA per play, number 1. Big time throw rate, number 5. Completion percentage, number 7. Passer rating
Let
under
me give
pressure,
you some wins
1.
here. Let me give you some
Completion, 1.
wins.
Yards
All
per
it is.
attempt, 1.
All right, we get it. But you
Why
know that.
is
Suck on that, Hayes.
No, here's the thing.
We're not
You-
calling
you-
Brock Purdy MVP.
No, of course not, because Brock Purdy doesn't deserve to be
How
MVP.
does Stroud?
Because of the narrative. You know these conversations are driven by narrative. Houston was maybe the biggest dumpster fire in the league last year.
Yeah, and they
Would
got
you agree with
DeMeco
that?
Ryans.
Yes, D'Amico's done really good. So is he the coach of the year?
No, I'll tell you the
Who
coach
is?
of years. It should be a lock.
Who?
Kevin O'Connell.
In mini.
Yeah, you tell me. I'm going to just go through some names. If you, here we
They've
go.
done very well. They've
You
had a
lose
lot of
your
injuries.
starting
Justin
quarterback
Jefferson.
and best player. You tell me who wins games. You think that the Bengals win without Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase?
No, I don't think so.
You think the Dolphins win without Tua and Tyreek?
I definitely don't think Houston does without C.J. Stroud. Let's just get right to it. I definitely don't think so without C.J. Stroud.
Okay.
But he won at Jacksonville on the road. He beat Pittsburgh, and that defense spanked them. And then that win last week was incredibly impressive.
The win last week
And
was
he's
incredibly
got them in a
impressive. That
playoff
was his best
spot.
win.
That's narrative, baby. That's
That's
pushing.
narrative.
And he's
It's
got
week
stats.
10.
C.J. Stroud. I
He's got
understand
to
it.
keep going for a long
only week 10, but 11.
time.
It's only week
I
11.
asked you at the start of the show, how long has Stroud been in this conversation? Because was it 3 weeks ago?
He's been in for 1 week.
It's loud now, but that's what you get when you go into Denver or when you go into Cincinnati and win a ball game like that.
But he dropped
including
the ball.
a 2-minute
Okay,
drill.
so let me ask you this. Same
He had one
stats.
pick.
Same stats. Okay.
Yeah.
If is it Boyd who dropped the ball in the end zone with 137 left?
Yes, which was brutal.
Okay,
'cause
let's
that
say he
was our
catches that and they don't
survivor.
end up driving the field and scoring. Is C.J. Stroud an MVP? Is he still in the combo?
Yeah, he's still in the combo. I think at 4 or 5. He's got 15-2 touchdown to interception.
I know.
How you got to
That's
understand
great.
that you?
That's
I
great.
need to tell you something.
That's
that is
great.
incredibly impressive. That's
They're
incredibly
5 and
impressive.
4 and not going to make the playoffs.
I'm not convinced they're not going to make it. I think Jacksonville will win the South, but leads us to the game tonight. Like Cleveland, are they going to stay in the race?
Yeah,
Because of the defense?
because they're saying
Defense is outstanding.
I think there's a route that every single team in that division makes the playoffs.
I don't know, man. I mean, Cincinnati's got to win tonight, probably.
I don't want to help you with your pick.
Do you think Cincinnati's winning tonight?
He got it out of you.
Well, O
Look
was
at this
saying
guy.
that he didn't think since he was going to win, right?
I think Baltimore goes nuts tonight.
Well,
that is my assessment.
Yeah, see-
good thing we're not picking this game, O'Dog.
I know. I got to be honest with you. There's a couple things I need to get off my chest. 'Cause I need to address Hayes and Company and the following that we have. I got the best fan base in the world.
You have a lot of fans.
I got a lot of fans, and they're great supporters. They're the best in the world. And I made a promise to them. I was like, listen, I'm going to make a second half adjustment and start taking off here. I was 1-1 last week. And the game that got me was the Ravens game. And here I am again on the Ravens tonight. And I got to be honest, it's foggy. It's foggy. I'm looking at the board.
You're not seeing it?
It's foggy. So
Dog.
from that standpoint, I'm kind of vulnerable at this point. I'm not feeling like I'm in a great spot. And even though you two are not on the same page, you guys did your little speech on Monday, even though it was out of sync and somewhat incoherent. It's still, I had an appreciation for it. I did. I had an appreciation for it because I'm like, these guys, you know what? They're winning. They're +5.
Team players on the same page.
Pro athletes. You guys are leaning on each other.
I don't like where this is going.
And I was like, man, I'm struggling here. And it's got me thinking. I'm like, I need a spark. I need something here. House. Get that mic up.
Oh no, we just locked in the season.
AB is back.
I swear to God, if I was in studio, it'd be a wrestling match in there. I don't like this. I don't like this.
The Kumite.
Al's brother, what are you doing here?
Yeah, what is up?
What's up, fellas?
Yes,
what's going on? How you been?
How
Honestly,
you been? What are you doing here? You got to explain what's going on here.
Well, I've been watching from afar what's been going on here, okay? And I noticed that this past weekend I saw something that I didn't like, and it's
Chevy guy.
This guy.
I love it.
This guy over here.
Luke Wilson.
I saw a crack in the armor.
Yes.
In Team Owen Wilson.
I agree, but now it's just been stitched up. You took last year's LVP, least valuable player on your team.
Will you be my spark, Al's brother?
I think I can spark you.
Let's go, Al's brother.
What a traitor! You're a traitor.
Hazen brother.
You're a traitor.
Hazen brother has been established right here, right now.
Is it Hazen Co. or now Hayes and Bro?
Hazen
See that
bro.
right there? I will light that on fire. I will light that on fire.
The Al Dog hat.
You relieved me of my duties last year. I'm a free agent. I can do whatever I want.
Oh, we're in good shape. Oh, dog, we're in good shape, bro.
Hazen bro has been established.
I love it.
Hazen bro.
I
I've never
didn't know
felt
what the
better.
hell was going on.
I know.
I heard the music. I'm like, what is up?
That was the
He
best
is
crack
back.
ever.
The Stone
Al's
Cold
brother
music,
is
I
back.
knew Al's brother's back.
That's
The music
awesome.
hit,
I
and here
love
I
it.
am, boys.
It's so good to see you, Al's brother.
Hang on a sec. I just want to
Partsy?
say one thing about
Partsy?
as far as competition and teammates and success.
Yep.
As much as I love being a part of Al Dog, Al's brother sewered me on numerous occasions, and I'm glad I'm with Luke Wilson.
All right, go ahead.
I'm smart and I want respect.
Go ahead, man. I've got
Did you see what that guy just did on Monday?
Yes.
I was in the building for that game. I couldn't have watched the Bills play a worse football game in my life. And you, of all people, know how that team just fumbles the bag week
That's
after
right.
week. And you took them to win by a touchdown?
That's 8.5.
Yeah,
Seven
I said
and a half.
The fundamental
Al's brother.
pick was Denver. We went with the emotional
Oh,
play
I
again.
love this. I love
That's
that
why I
you're
see.
targeting these
You
guys.
got to understand
Cracks in the
something.
armor,
Last
buddy.
week
Cracks in the
was
armor.
last week. This is pro athlete mentality. I've moved on to this week. We'll probably be 3-0. And my guess is you'll take the Ravens tonight.
Okay, Al's brother.
Yep.
For the first pick,
And that'll
in
be a
Hazen
loss.
Bro Company.
Here
Hazen
we
Bro
go.
Company.
Here comes
Right?
the underpants
Here we
man
go.
on
For
pick
starters,
number one.
Take
Al's
the
brother.
Ravens. Take the Ravens, Al's bro.
Partsy, I want you to have the floor. Little salute, me and you, to get things started here.
Come on.
Professional gambler salute. Al's brother for Hayes and Bro, the inaugural pick. The floor is yours.
With the inaugural selection of Hayes and Bro, not because this stooge and that stooge believes that the Ravens are going to be the pick, but because the Ravens should be and will be the pick, we are flying with the flock.
Yes,
I knew it.
I
I knew
love the
it.
Ravens.
I'm calling it right now. 5-14. This is the immaculate weekend for Timo and
No
Wilson. It'll
chance.
start
No,
tonight.
No chance.
Since he's
brother.
rolling with this one easy.
No, man.
Easy.
Let him.
Why is that?
Tremendous information.
Oh, no. I can't wait to hear it.
Give us
Let's hear
the
it.
information.
I mean, we're looking at a matchup here where Lamar Jackson has just torched this Cincinnati Bengals team his entire career. He's 7-1. He's got a 12-4 touchdown interception ratio and has the most rushing yards against a team since any quarterback since 1950.
That's right.
1950. This guy is going to run all over this team that can't stop the run. They're literally 30th in the NFL, going up against the number one rushing team in the league with this attack. You've got Gus Bus. Keaton Mitchell's going to get some action tonight.
Yes.
Love this guy.
I love this
I
pick.
really think that these Ravens are going to just play some bully ball, run the football, put up points, come away with the victory. 4+ tonight.
What's the line?
Partsy,
What's the line
partsy.
right now?
Well, it's probably going up because we're on it. It's probably going to be 7.5 by kickoff.
3.5 is
Yeah,
the
3.5.
number.
Yeah, you're right though. It's a short week for Cincy. They're
Oh, yeah.
banged up.
You're
They got
right.
injuries.
That Hubbard injury is going to be big, and Trey
Massive.
Hendrickson. I think he's going to play tonight, but the dude had a hyperextended knee
Not
on
good.
Sunday.
Not
That
good.
half.
Man. Not good.
That half.
That's not going
Hey,
to matter
what
when they win
happened
by a
last
touchdown.
week when you took the Ravens in a divisional game?
That was 6.5 though was the spread. And
They still lost.
Yeah, I understand that, but it's not going to happen again. And
It's
you know,
not.
this Bengals defense is nowhere close to that Browns.
Not even
defense.
close.
Nowhere
They
close
put up
to it.
31 on that defense. What are
That's
they going
right.
to do tonight?
That's right. They're going to
Tons
torch
of
this
points.
team.
It's
Torch it.
also Thursday. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about Lamar and his throwing capabilities.
I'm not concerned at all.
We're not
He's got
concerned?
weapons. John Harbaugh. You know who Harbaugh's
What?
going to do it for his brother tonight too, Al's brother. That
Also,
out of it.
I
That's
don't know.
true.
Let's just sprinkle
Hazen,
in.
bro.
Let's look at the Bengals this year. You know,
Hazen, bro.
let's just say they lose this game. Playoff hopes, division hopes, all on the line. They win this game. They're pretty much one game out of the division. Might
That's
still
right.
end up with a home playoff game.
That's
Not
true.
playing to it.
That's true.
Thursday night, who's going to sling the ball
Thursday
better?
night, primetime football. The Bengals haven't won in 13
I love it.
primetime
Oh,
road
no.
games.
You got to understand
in
how happy
primetime
I am.
Who was their
He's
quarterback the
coming in
last
with
time they did
numbers,
that?
No field
Andy
for the
Dalton.
game. We all remember what happened last year. The immaculate weekend will happen right now. You were +5, and you're right. I was very worried.
As you
We will
should
be
be.
+10 by the end of this week.
Not
No,
going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Dumb, I'm smart.
It's not
and I
gonna
want
happen.
respect.
Timo
If
and
you guys
Wilson.
don't, I swear, if you guys don't get a different salute, then there'll be a
We'll come up with
cage
something
match in there. I'll cage match.
We'll come up with something.
Okay.
else.
You better.
Yeah, we could maybe bow
Just
to
out of
each other. 'cause
curiosity, is this like one of
maybe
those
a
NBA
Wolfpack?
deals right
We'll do a
now?
Wolfpack? There's what's that?
You know how the NBA has those what are they, 2-week contracts?
The 10-day?
No,
Yeah.
this is a full
Is this
commitment.
so he goes 0-3 this week?
Yeah,
You're stuck with
Hazen Bro.
It's not gonna
For
happen.
starters, Al's brother is for the first time in his gambling career on this show actually on a winning side. Because I actually have titles. That was a big part of the
That's
sales
right.
pitch. Is that Al's brother really didn't want anything to do with YouTube buffoons because you guys always choke and puke it away.
This is the man who kicked me off the team to
Yeah.
only fumble.
right because
Luke Bryan.
and he stayed
Hey.
attached to this guy. The
And what
Ojog's
happened?
the-
What
the
happened when you
poison.
teamed up with Hazy B?
We smashed.
That's
And
right.
I think it was all that noodle right there.
Exactly.
so
And
then
now-
why aren't you making the call?
Because with his tremendous information in my instance, it's a grand slam. It's a grand slam. Vegas is terrified.
Plus 10.
FanDuel's already sending me emails saying this is not good for us.
I've got
People
to
are
talk
freaking
to somebody.
out.
Why are you throwing the season?
I'm not throwing,
You're throwing the season.
No, I'm improving the season.
This guy's
because-
taking stats from 1950.
No, it doesn't matter.
You heard him. You heard
doesn't
of
matter.
1950.
Look at
I got
him.
tons of
this
stats.
guy knows what he's doing.
Lots of tremendous information to throw out there.
You
Here's
think Joe
Hazen
Burrow
Company,
loses the
Hazen
season
Bro,
tonight?
Hazen Bro is the Bills, and they just brought in Nathan Peterman to try to close the deal. That's what they just did. That's what
Yes,
they just did.
You're going to go against Joe Burrow. Season on the line tonight.
Yes.
I will tell you. I'll tell you where.
After he threw 2 brutal picks.
Yeah, I mean, look, that team, they gave up 30 points to the Houston Texans. And granted, look, that kid's been balling out, C.J. Stroud, but so has Lamar Jackson. And Lamar Jackson's playing at an MVP level. He put up 31 points against that vaunted Browns defense. He's going to do the exact same thing tonight against a very middling defense in Cincinnati.
He did not put up 31 points against the Browns. There was a pick 6 there. This guy's got bad numbers.
That's what still counts as the
the
board.
team put out
Exactly.
pick 6 on Burrow, just like they did last
That's
week.
precisely what happened.
Against Deshaun Watson, who was 4 for 12.
No, he was 14 for
Okay.
14 in the second
Yeah, in the
half. though.
second half.
Because he knew his season was about to be over.
Here's where I like the
That's a whole nother conversation.
That's why.
Here's the edge where I like it, okay? I look at red zone efficiency, okay? And it's all about
More
scoring.
numbers.
Here's where the
all about
nonsense.
scoring.
Here's
It's
the
all about
numbers.
scoring in the red zone, okay? You
That's
look
right.
at the Ravens, they're second in red zone defense at home, team scoring at just a 27% clip. Meanwhile, you got the Ravens, 66% success rate in the red zone. And what happens when they score in the red zone? They put up 7 points. What happens when they keep them to field goals? 3 points.
Wow.
What's the difference between those two? 4 points. What's the spread? 3.5. Let's go. We
Wow.
love it. We love it.
Man, you're just never going to hear information like that anywhere else. Like you're never going to get it. I don't even know if that made sense,
Were you
but I
actually
love
going
it.
to take the Ravens tonight?
I was committed to the Ravens because here's why. This is what degenerates understand that pro athletes don't. Right? Well-educated men.
That's right.
As well, right? Is that you look at it from a Bengals desperation perspective? I understand, but a well-coached team like the Ravens and Harbaugh, he's been selling for the last 4 days. We can kill these guys tonight.
Yes.
We can end them
For sure.
tonight. They beat
And
the Bengals tonight.
I've listened to Harbaugh. You know
and it
how-
probably worked.
No, you know what? He's a very strange man. When I was in that locker room, it was very hard for me to.
You take that back.
He's a
That's
very
our guy.
peculiar head coach. I mean, he's obviously a great head
he's a winner.
coach, but I don't think he's the
He's a
biggest
winner.
rah guy on planet Earth.
Well, it can be via email if it has to be. Fax. I don't care. You just got to get the
Here's
message
my
across.
next question: take out a drop and a bad pick.
Yeah.
Since Joe Burrow's healthy calf, what is their record?
Well, it's been very
Undefeated.
good. It's been very good. Yeah, but Baltimore's a really good team. Like both of you idiots will concede that. All of us in here will concede.
Yeah.
Baltimore's a good team. But
Look, Al's brother's on me right now.
Al's brother knows what's
He's
up.
on
He's
me.
lurking, man. He's been waiting to get in here and chew.
All I'm saying is that if
I
this doesn't
understand.
go your way tonight,
It's troublesome, possibly. But
the
this is a
pressure
long
will
run.
be on.
Al's brother, you know the way this works, right? We've got the U.S. Thanksgiving games next week. We got the Friday game.
It's a
We got
lot of
Christmas
games.
games. There's
Lots
like
of games.
40-plus games on the docket. His tremendous information with my gut instinct.
Keep saying it's tremendous. He quoted a stat from 1950.
It doesn't matter. It's still relevant, right? It's relevant.
That's
You
all
brought up a
relevant
stat
information.
about
It is-
the last time the Bengals won in a primetime game on the road. Andy Dalton was the quarterback.
Is there a?
That's gotta make you feel
There's no
awful.
European game this week.
No, there isn't.
No.
They're
Okay,
finally
so we'll
done
have a
with it.
1 o'clock window.
Mac Jones personally killed that. Him playing the way he played, they're like, we're done with that.
Yeah.
But no, you guys are going to be on the 1 o'clock and the Sunday nighter. That means we got Eagles Chiefs on Monday night.
Take the Chiefs. Take the Chiefs. Go with the stats. Take the Chiefs. Bad pass D on Philadelphia. Please take the Chiefs.
Don't
All
listen
the
to this
stats
guy.
tell you take the
Don't-
Chiefs.
I can't believe you have
I
to
would
deal
love
with
to
these
be
guys.
on the bad stats of that game.
I'll
love
take
it.
a look at
What's the
board.
Sunday nighter?
It's a bad game. It's Denver someone, isn't it?
You got to let it breathe a little bit.
Yes.
Right? There's too much emotion going on here.
There's
This
a-
I mean, this
amazing.
is
There's a lot
this is
of it.
the total flip. The original
is.
squads are back, but
So, yeah,
They
it's
can just
been
keep
traded.
using their stat packs, and it just goes under the toilet, and it prints upwards, and they use the information, and we win. So thank you very
It's
much.
going to print money. That's what it's going to
That's
do.
exactly
print money,
right.
print dubs.
I'm telling you, Vegas, FanDuel, they're terrified right now. They've never seen anything like this. This is like when Hulk Hogan and the Macho Man came together. This is a tag team that
Wow.
no one's ever seen before. The Sunday nighters, your Vikings against the Broncos.
Oh,
So you'll take the Vikings.
of course.
Yeah. I wonder what the spread will be on. That'll be close to a pick 'em, I would guess. It's in Denver.
I think Denver's 3-point favorites. I think.
Seriously?
Yeah, I think. Let's
Okay,
see.
We'll look that up. But
Yeah.
All right, Al's brother. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure seeing you come
Wow.
in here. That was one of the great entrances in
all
show
time.
history.
Shocked me.
Of all
Yeah,
time.
and it's great to have you as a part of Hayes and Bro.
yes, sir.
I got the hats in here,
Have to
so
get hats
what,
brought
I got to
made
get
up,
some new
yeah.
hats,
On a
right?
scale of 1 to 10, how much pressure are you feeling right now about tonight's pick?
Cool as a cucumber. Pint on the
Cool as a
patio,
cucumber.
as we say. Pint on the patio.
You think
Little
Joe
lemon?
Burrow's going to lose by more than 3 points tonight?
I do.
In a division
touchdown.
game,
it's gonna
season
happen.
on the line.
I think it's
Touchdown.
going to happen.
Guys have been unbelievable. Playing at an MVP level.
No, see, you're trying to reverse psychology this in. The
problem is-
I already said before we
So
came in
is
here,
Lamar.
I'm taking Cincy.
So
Yeah.
who's played better, though, Lamar or Joe Burrow this year?
Lamar.
No, Joe Burrow.
Definitively Lamar Jackson.
Even if it's a coin toss, the defenses makes up the discrepancy here for me tonight. That's why,
Yeah,
right?
you're right.
Joe Burrow's been playing well, but he hasn't played this Ravens defense. That's going to be the difference tonight.
Hayes and Bro
Time will
salute,
tell.
Al's brother.
Time will tell.
Hayes and Bro salute.
Yeah,
I
if you
love
wanna,
it.
if you wanna,
What
if
is
you
that?
wanna, like just throw your man card into a wood chipper with that salute, go ahead, man.
We're
Go
working on
ahead.
it. It's a work in process.
Go
Work in
ahead.
progress.
Because
might
that's
have to
that's
early.
the dumbest thing that I've ever seen in my entire
All
life.
right, we'll come up with something,
talk
right,
about
House
it.
brother?
We'll talk
Shadow
about
puppets.
Shadow puppets, yeah.
We got to
Great
work on the
salute.
chemistry.
We're on the birds tonight.
Yeah.
We're on the birds.
Caw,
There you go. The caw. All right. Hayes and Bro has been established.
I can see it. Oh, dog. I can see it all over Hayes' face.
No, I'm ecstatic.
He realizes the season just went right down the toilet.
No, it doesn't, man. I was looking for a
Joe
spark,
Burrow,
and it walked right
the
through
turning
there.
point has happened. You've been
No,
lingering.
it's not.
Levy
Lamar
breaks
goes
this
off.
weekend.
Lamar chases C.J. Stroud down for the MVP tonight. That's what happens,
Yes.
right, House
Yes,
brother?
it's going to happen.
Okay. House brother, you want to stick around for a little Leafs chat?
Sure.
It's only 15 games, but all right. He's a well-versed man, House brother.
I know.
You know that. Hayes and Bro has been established. Vegas is shaking. FanDuel terrified. We're on the Ravens tonight. Luke, good luck, man. And guess who gets added to the group chat? Al's brother.
Is he going to answer the FaceTime?
He answered a
He's
first time.
Gus Bus touchdown on the opening drive. The FaceTime is going to be lively.
Woo. I love that I got a part C.
I'm
Part
so
C, it's great
excited.
seeing you. All right. Al's brother will stick around for a little
Sure.
Luke chat. Luke,
Yeah.
catch you on SportsCenter tonight and on the group chat. There's the pro athlete salute.
Losers.
The uneducated salute. The incoherent salute. All right, Luke, we'll see you later. As Luke Wilson, Al's brother, sticks around. Some Leaf chat. We'll get into it next.
I do the same thing I told you that I never would. I told you I changed, even when I knew I never could.
All right, so Hayes and Bro has been established, and we're on the Ravens tonight, -3.5. Electric energy in here. Al's brother's back. It's great to see him. It's like he never missed a beat. Just came in yelling about stats and information and yelling at Luke and Luke and O yelling at him.
Months have built up.
Yes,
Months have built up.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But
Awesome.
Yeah, it's great to have you in here, and obviously, you know, you're still doing a lot of stuff and following the Leafs, and you're going to be a big part of what we're doing for moving forward. And the Leafs has been a weird week with them being off the way that they've been off. And after one game, we started the hashtag "It's only one game, but," and we were discussing kind of what Matthews did opening night, some of the defensive breakdowns. What did we see in Ilya Samsonov? They played 15 games. They'll embark on their 16th game tomorrow. We figured we'd go around the table here a little bit. It's only 15 games, but I'll make a statement, and then we can each kind of agree or disagree. It's basically a confirm or deny in between it's only 15 games.
Go ahead.
All
Let's hear
good?
it.
You guys ready to rock? All right,
Love
let's
it.
begin with this one. It's only 15 games, but William Nylander has reached superstar status. Superstar status.
Superstar status. I am going to agree with that but statement. He's up there right now, the way he's playing, and I'm just talking about, I'm not saying this is a forever thing. I'm talking about what we've seen last year into this year. That is true because he's electric every time he's on the ice. He's making game-breaking plays. He's been their most, although Matthews has more goals, he's been their most consistent forward night in and night out.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's been a difference maker, wants the puck, hunts the puck. Just, he's been unbelievable start to finish. So I am going to agree with that statement. As for the first 13 games,
Okay. 15.
15.
Hashtag.
15, sorry. And I'm not saying he's better than Connor McDavid
No.
or any of that jazz. I'm just saying he's a superstar in the league.
Okay. Al's
Yeah.
brother?
I think I got to agree with the statement too, because you look at what this guy's been able to do. He's up, fourth or fifth in league scoring right now. Like he's been the most consistent player, to O's point, and he's doing it a lot of different ways. And he's taking the puck to the net, and he's dragging it across. Like he's scoring in so many different ways. He's actually going into the corner sometimes and picking up some pucks.
Yeah.
He's starting to round his
Played
game
well.
out a little bit, which has always been kind of what's held him back from getting to that status. So through 15 games, I think that he's done that. He's checked a couple of the boxes that have been question marks. Can he continue to do that? That's kind of been the problem with Will.
Well, but that's why I can't say he's reached superstar status
that's
because
true.
it doesn't waver, right? If you're a superstar, you're a superstar. In other words, yes, he's had a great start. Relatively speaking, McDavid's had an awful start. That doesn't mean he's not the best player in the world.
Right.
He still is. He will get back. Willie
I know,
is,
but you're asking through the first 15 games, is he's played like a superstar? The answer is yes.
No, but
he's
he said
played like it. But has he
superstar
reached it? Like, is he
status?
defined that way? I don't think he's like superstars. It's tough to define, and it is subjective. Some people might say there's 15 in the league. Some might say there's 45.
Right.
And I think if there's 45, Willie should be included in that. If there's 15, he should not. Right. And I guess that's what I'm saying. Like, Matthews is a superstar.
Yes. Because he's done it for years.
Yes, exactly.
Like, that's the difference for me. Like, JT Miller is second in scoring in
Not
the
a
league.
superstar.
He's not a superstar. But he's played like one this season, just like William Nylander. Now, if Nylander continues on and gets 95 to 100 points, now you're talking for me where he's pushed through a threshold where it's like, okay, he's found another level. But he found another level last year, a personal best at 87 points. If he pushes through that again and finds another level, then. But for me, I go back to it's only 15 games. If he regresses a little bit, then he falls back into hell of a great player,
Right.
like a star player, not superstar.
Exactly.
He's a star for me.
He's a star player.
He's not superstar.
Yes.
For me.
I agree. Superstar can go to any team, and it's not going to stop. It's
Right.
not going to waver. It
Right.
sells tickets. There's some kind of arbitrary definitions that come with it.
But make no mistake, in the first 15
He's
games,
playing like
he's
a rock
played
star,
like
man.
one.
He's been unbelievable.
I'll say this, though. Like, isn't Willie, the way he's played, like, he's been must-see TV so far. And that is, to me, what kind of defines superstar is I want to go watch that guy play every night.
He's
and every
doing
time I'm
that.
going and I'm saying, I can't wait to see what Willie does.
And that will continue tomorrow and Sunday in Sweden. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
especially
his show, basically.
Yeah.
All right, it's only 15 games, but the Maple Leafs goaltending tandem is the biggest concern they currently have. Noodles, you want to start this party off? Biggest concern they have is the goalie
I'm
tandem.
denying it
Okay.
because I think the D is.
Yeah.
Personally, the defensive core from, just as a group, as a whole. When your 40-year-old is the backbone and Gio, God love Gio. Like, it's just, I expect more from the rest of, and I think what happens is, which dragged it down is Klingberg's start. Really, that's where you circle and go. But that being said, Samsonov hasn't been great. Wool has been, streaky, we'll call it. It's certainly a concern, but it's not the number one for me. It's the defense as a group.
Where you're at?
I will totally agree with Noodles. It is goaltending has been glaring at times where you're watching and it's like, okay, which one of these guys is going to stand up? Wall had his moment where you're like, maybe he's going to get some runway, and as soon as he gave him a little bit of runway, he stumbled a little bit himself. But it's been the same story, guys, for years and years. Ever since I've been doing this job with that decor for the Maple Leafs, it just gives up too much. They're not physical enough, and they don't defend well enough in their own zone. They don't stop cycles. And it hasn't really changed. And there's been a bunch of different personnel. And I'm not saying they're god-awful, but just it needs an upgrade if they think they're real deal and they're going to do something this year.
Yeah, I'm going to say that I do think it's still the biggest concern because I think it's the most difficult position to address, which is kind of dancing around it a little bit. But like the defense core, I agree with everything you guys said, but I think it can be addressed with Liljegren getting back and healthy. Klingberg, I don't think you can bank on him possibly improving, but
Better
if you
play
make a
for
trade
McCabe.
or two,
Yeah,
McCabe's got to be
Yeah.
way better, and I think he can. be.
Brian Liljegren healthy. What do you?
It's a third pairing guy. I understand that. It's a third pairing guy, but a third pairing guy is not high on my priority list if Ilya Samsonov cannot find consistency. Like he's been inconsistent. It seems like they've been sheltering him a little bit. And Joseph Wall, I've been really impressed by.
Yeah.
But he's still a rookie. Like I don't know if he's prepared for 55 starts if he has to. That's what I'm saying is like it's not
A lot of unknown there.
it just that position, there's some unknown and it's difficult to address if you do have a problem where there's defensemen available in the league right now. You might not want to pay the price, but I think you could acquire guys if you wanted to right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they need some help on the blue line. Obviously, I was looking into the numbers recently,
Yes,
and
Al's brother.
they're like bottom third, bottom 10 in the NHL in a lot of the defensive categories, whether it's expected goals, high danger chances given up, shots given up within the slot. Like they're not defending well, which is obviously turning into poor goaltending. So you could say it's a chicken or the egg when it comes to the goalies. But ultimately, if they defend better, like we saw happen last year, where they were top 10 in the league in almost every category, you got sufficient goaltending. So to me, if they can get the defense to buy back in, round it, and we're not talking just the blue line. Like obviously, it's a team game. Camp has been awful
Terrible.
this season, and
Brian Reeves
also. There's a couple of guys who've been struggling, but ultimately, I think if you're looking at that tandem, I think we saw last year that there's a good goalie in Ilya Samsonov. If he gets a little bit more help, and he's not left hung out to dry, He should be able to make a couple extra saves down the stretch here. So I'm saying it's the blue line.
Okay. It's only 15 games, but Max Domi needs to play center the rest of the season.
I'm going to agree with that, guys. I think I like that third line. If Yarncroke and Robertson can continue to contribute with limited to zero power play time and just be a solid third line, create momentum, just do the things that they're doing the last couple games. I think Max should center that line and nothing should change. Nothing at all. I like that third line.
Yeah,
and that's what's crazy about all the, the other night, I liked their top line, their second line, their third line, and their fourth line. And unfortunately for Ryan Reeves, he wasn't on it.
Yeah.
So what's left to fix is the goaltending and the defense core. But those top three lines and now the fourth line looks pretty darn good.
Did he almost choke out Jonas?
Max, I don't think it was.
Was it a death stare? Was it a backhanded comment?
Well, because Jonas kind of was leading the witness in asking, if I got this correct, basically saying, why do you think you've played better now that you're a center as opposed to a winger? And Max basically said, well, you're entitled to your opinion.
Right.
But it was kind of it was a dart. And I think there were probably the Domi eyes might have been directed Jonas. Jonas is halfway across the world. He's starting problems.
I want to see it. I want to see that.
Well,
we'll see if we can find it.
I think it was a backhanded, it was like.
But Jonas isn't wrong. Max has been better
playing
positive,
saying, hey, you look good down the center. What's the difference? And Max, I think, took offense to, it's like, well, so I've been junk on the wing. And, that I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
But he's not wrong. Down the center of the ice, Max Domi looks more comfortable because he can use his speed.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yes, for me, I'm going to agree with it because what you need to do is place players in situations to use their assets. His biggest asset is his speed, and he's got good hands to match it. I think he's, centerman, you could speak to this. There's a little bit more freedom in that game. So you can get freewheeling a little bit. You can come down a little bit lower. You can get some speed to the neutral zone.
A lot more details and a lot of work too, Jamie.
No, I get it.
Yeah, you got to, you can move and juke and jive in the neutral zone, but defensive responsibilities, it's not like you can just stand out there and watch your defenseman
Yeah, you got to be prepared to play.
It's all about the fit, though, and for right now, it just fits him better.
Ultimately, though, that's where I sit here and I kind of waver on it. This team with Max Domi as their 3C, do you see them winning a cup?
Yeah, I think you can win if he's your third center. If you have Matthews and Tavares playing the way they're, I think that's way down the list of issues.
I mean, sure, it could be down the list of issues, but personally, I like a little bit more defense in the bottom six. You look at the way that team's been built, that third line, usually a checking line, it's not being used that way because of the players who they have, but Keefe in the past has been very reliant on those third and fourth lines, and they've found success. So for me, if they can try and figure out someone who could slot in there, who can provide offense also, David Kampf clearly wasn't the answer, but someone who's a good two-way guy, last year, Ryan O'Reilly came in.
But he was playing further up the lineup, though. He was playing the second line, and they were moving Tavares to the wing.
Around a little bit, but for me, I think if they really want to win a Stanley Cup, they may need to put someone in there who's a little bit more reliable defensively.
Yeah,
down the middle.
Listen, that's reason. Max is not a great defensive player. He's not. He's not a big guy, but he's feisty and he'll fight for position.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Nowadays, you're seeing again copycat league. Vegas is big team
monster in the bottom six too.
Exactly. So you get down the middle of the ice. I'd like to see you wouldn't do it, but Dallas has Jamie Benn down there in the third line center because he's a big, strong guy, and you look at the depth there. But I think and Tyler Sagan's kicking around there as well. But for me, it's more about Max's size isn't, but he plays a bigger game. But that's where the trade deadline, you can grab guys and hopefully they can. That would be a place that you covet.
And that might speak to why Max probably understands that. It might be a little bit sensitive to the idea that on the wing. Right. He's not as productive because we have the back and forth. You guys want to hear Jonas and Max over in Stockholm?
Why do you think your game is better suited to being a center than a winger?
I mean, hey, you're entitled to your opinion, but no, I played center most of my life, so definitely easier to get your speed going there, and you touch the puck a lot more. So, listen, I've said it from day one. Whatever keeper wants me to play, I'll play, but I'm definitely enjoying my time in the middle of the ice right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's actually
It's a fair question.
fair question
I
and
thought
a good answer. By he's like, and it's true. Domi's played center basically his whole life.
Yeah.
But yeah, if they're going to address that position, he's going to move, which leads me to the next one. It's only 15 games, but Nick Robertson is staying with the big club the rest of the season. You
I'm
buying
going to
that?
throw the kid a bone and say yes. Maybe they've handled this situation properly and not gifted anything to him and said you're staying up regardless. And he's had to go down and been hurt and gone down. And maybe this time he said, there's no chance in hell I ever want to get on a bus again or do anything activity related in the American Hockey League. So maybe they've just let him marinate down there enough where he wants it bad enough and he just has figured it out that he's going to stay. And I know that might not happen, but I'm going to throw the kid a bone because I have been tough on him in the past, and deservedly so.
I hope that happens. I will play the pessimist here because of what we just talked about. If they address the middle of the ice in a different way, Domi's going to move over.
Right.
And it's like Nyes isn't moving. Robertson though, like he has played well the last couple of games. He has played well.
I liked his game.
He's not Brad Treliving's guy. It doesn't mean Tree's going to turn on him for no reason. If you're a good player, the new GM will find a role for you. But
Part of the thing that excites me, Hayes, is his pedigree, like his family, his brother.
Yeah.
Like his brother is like a top end point getter, and I'm thinking, I don't know. It's just me, but part of me thinks like maybe a little bit of that is inside of him. Maybe a lot.
I hope
Who knows?
you're right, and it may be the case. I can't do it yet. It's only 15 games, but it's only
Understandably so.
50 games, but I probably have a different opinion.
There's also
But Robertson's got to show a little bit more.
There's also the possibility that he could be the carrot to dangle if you are trying to make some trades here too, right?
Right,
So,
which may have to something's going to have to go out the door if you're going to make
Right.
moves. All right, final one here. Al's brother in studio. It's only 15 games, but Austin Matthews will stay ahead of both Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl in the Hart race the rest of the season.
Draisaitl's
I'm going to be
almost caught him
positive
right
on
now.
Yeah.
Didn't he have 21 points?
He does, but they're out of the playoffs, which
That
disqualifies
is scary
them.
that Draisaitl's got 21 points and he's been nothing like himself.
Well,
That is
the
that
last
should be
couple of
frightening
games he's
for the
had-
rest of the league.
Didn't he have said 6 points in his last 2 games? That helps, right? So
Yeah, he's got 21 points, and Matthews has got 19. Now, Matthews got 13 goals.
yeah.
Leon's
I
got
will say
6.
Matthews stays ahead. Once again, some positivity, and why not? Instead of just saying, now he's going to piss it
Well,
away.
he's won the
I will
Hart
say,
before.
Way, yeah, he's won
okay,
it, but
yeah.
I'm denying it just because I'm playing the field on 2 players to 1.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
McDavid isn't, he's starting to heat up now too. So we'll see.
Well, they're 3-0 since the coaching change.
No, 2-0.
2-0, they won.
2-0.
They won the game.
The last
and then
Seattle.
Woodcroft got the gate
but
after the game.
They've won 3-0. They're starting to pick up. Like McDavid to me is still the best player in the world. And although they got off to this little speed bump, this is a narrative play almost. And if you get this team who overcomes the early hurdles that they had here and they end up, he leads this team back into a playoff spot and deep into a playoff. I mean, I think that's worthy enough for Hart consideration. So I think I'm going to take the field there with Draisaitl and McDavid.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you had have asked me a month ago, I would have said, obviously, I'll take the field. I'll take McDavid and Draisaitl. The problem is the Oilers are not – 3 games have not taken them out of the position they found themselves in. I still think they make the playoffs. But I haven't loved their game even the last few games. Last night, I did not think they played well. And Evander came, dragged them out of it, and they got a win.
Last night was one of those games, Hayes, where you're like, you just had the coach bump and you're kind of sleepy through a period now. You know what I mean? It's
Exactly.
Like, what is this?
Exactly. And you're talking about a pedigree guy himself in Matthews who's won the Hart, and he's got 13 goals. If this guy rips home 60 and Edmonton doesn't get off the mat, it's Matthews. So I will take Austin because I think he's just got such a big start through 15 games. The other 2 guys, there's a lot of runway. But he's not going to slow down either. Yes, McDavid will come alive. Draisaitl will come alive.
That's the thing.
Matthews is not going to end up with 74 points.
No, obviously not. But remember last year McDavid had, 5 straight multi-goal games last? Like this guy could rip off multi-goal games in his sleep.
Starting to look,
he could do it at some point
healthier,
here.
though. That's the
Right?
thing. Like he had a couple plays last night where you're like, okay, he's getting
The
closer.
goal he
or whatever.
scored was like a rocket through that,
Yeah.
like the entry and then dangle.
Well, even the goal he scored against the Islanders was a lucky break. But that pass from Draisaitl was all world.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Draisaitl's one-timer to Kane last night was gross.
Yeah.
Like, that was like is that a back? No, he was
a
on his forehand, but it was a one-time forehand shovel.
If you watch that face-off, he just grinds, who was that, into the ground. He just goes over top of him, grinds him into the ground. The guy's holding onto his leg, shoves him off, gets the puck, puts it over to Kane, and they score. Like his last two face-offs, I think Mike Kelly pointed them out on Twitter, were ridiculous. He just bowled over the centerman.
Yeah.
Like he was like, I'm just going to
That's how
overpower
good he
you.
is, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Al's brother, it's been an absolute pleasure
Absolutely.
having you in here.
Yes.
Hayes and Bro has been established, and I'm telling you, everyone's buzzing about this. There might be billboards already down on the Gardner right
Trending
now.
on Twitter, it might. I believe Hayes and Bro is trending in Canada on
No,
Twitter.
it isn't.
It better
No.
be. We need
I
that
mean,
hashtag Hayes and Bro.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Hey, the Flock, they're going to get it done tonight because the Flock are for real.
Look at these guys doing the
Al's brother, I love it.
shadow puppets.
We're on the Ravens tonight. We're laying the 3.5. Great seeing you,
Love
buddy. And we'll catch you tomorrow with more picks. Hayes and Bro has been established. A new dynasty. We love it. OverDrive continues. TSN 1050 and on the TSN app.
Yes, he's a 360.
All right, TSN 1050's Leafs lineup. Your chance to win Leaf tickets every week all season long. And every weekday we will announce a current or former Maple Leaf player. And on Fridays, tomorrow, you'll have a chance to call in and name the whole Leaf lineup for the week. If you name all 5 players, you're going to see a future Leaf game. This week, it's Leafs Kraken, November 30th. Today's player is Boreas Salming.
Whoa.
The king himself, Boreas
Yep.
Salming, is your Maple Leaf player of the day. Love it, man. That's Salming's obviously, they're talking a lot about him clearly over in Sweden. And Matt, saw Daniel Alfredsson was on the Sens bench. They won with, 0.2 left?
So, yeah, Stützle, it was in overtime, and Stützle, had a short hop, batted it out of the air.
Amazing.
It was,
Well, I guess they deserve to win. They were up 4-0.
Yeah, they needed that win, but you're right. But Detroit getting a point,
Yeah, they'll take
considering that could have been ugly.
How
That's
many
the
times
thing.
do you think we've had Mats on? Maybe 3 or 4?
Mm-hmm.
I sent him a note, and I'm like, do you want to come on? Or can you come on Thursday? He's like, what time? I said 4:30 Eastern. He goes, nah, too late over here. I said, okay, thanks. we probably had him on at 6:45 before.
Oh, we've had him on a number of times.
Yeah.
All
he's just
scattered
like,
through.
like-
I think they're having a big night tonight, the coaches and stuff. All right, final hour coming up. Darren Dreger will join us. OverDrive continues, TSN 1050, soon to be on TSN 2.